Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence the valedictory session and award ceremony. I request all of you to kindly be seated. The students at the back, I request all of you to kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite the dignitaries for the valedictory session on the stage. May now invite our chief guest for today, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Vice Chairman, Cognizant, to please take his place on the dais. Mr. Venki Rajagopal, President, Madras Management Association. Mr. Srivatsram, Senior Vice President, Madras Management Association and Managing Director, Wheels India Limited. Mr. K.S. Ramesh, Chairman, Convention Committee, and Group Captain R. Vijay Kumar, VSM Executive Director, Madras Management Association. I request the students to kindly be seated. I now invite Mr. Srivatsram, Senior Vice President, Madras Management Association, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the panel here, our chief guest, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. It's indeed a great privilege for me to deliver the welcome address during the valedictory session of the 11th MMA All India Management Students Convention 2012. I have a great pleasure in welcoming our chief guest, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Vice Chairman of Cognizant, for taking the time from his hectic schedule and honoring us with his presence. He is going to deliver the valedictory address and give away cash awards and trophies to the winners of the various competitions, and of course, the recently concluded Chanakya Mastermind for the Best Management Student of the year 2012. The management students are eagerly looking forward to hear his vibrant address, which will be inspiring and invigorate young management students. We welcome all academicians, management students, winners of various competitions, past presidents of MMA, my colleagues in the managing committee, sponsors, members of the media, and invitees. I'm glad to inform you that this time we had over 1,800 students who participated in this convention over the last 2 days from different institutions from different parts of the country. We had to restrict the number of participants to only 1,800 because of the available capacity in the auditorium, but notwithstanding, we've taken the entire proceedings of the convention live through a webcast to management students who could not be here to get the benefits out of the deliberations. In my view, actually, the various events that took place, be it the big debate, the paper presentation, the business plan, and Chanakya, which was recently concluded, are clearly designed to bring out a spirit of competition, involvement, and teamwork. And besides, really, the whole winning, which is incidental to the participation, gives a lot of exposure and experience to people who participate in such events. Entrepreneurships need this. And irrespective of who won and which teams won these competitions, everyone had the opportunity to put their best foot forward on stage, either on the stage or in the events and deliberations before the convention. It's been a great avenue for people to learn and add values to their skills. I'm happy that this convention has been able to generate so much of excitement amongst the student community and has been helpful in inculcating the spirit of entrepreneurship in you who are future budding entrepreneurs. I wish the student delegates all the very best in the future endeavors, and once again welcome you, each and every one of you, to this valedictory session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can we have silence in the audience, please? I request the students at the back to please remain silent. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce our chief guest for the valedictory session. Mr. Lakshmi Narayan is a technology industry professional with over 30 years of experience in Europe, India, and the United States. Mr. Lakshmi Narayan's leadership experience includes corporate governance, customer relationship management, and organization governance. He's a past chairman of NASSCOM and was a member of the board of US-India Business Council. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our chief guest for today, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Vice Chairman, Cognizant.
Thank you very much for that introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. It was a very enjoyable session the last 1 hour. The competition peaked around the time that I walked in. And the way the participants or the finalists, the 10 finalists answered the questions, the quick wit that they had, thinking on the feet, was extremely impressive. And I'd like to congratulate not only all the people who participated in this process, but certainly the top 10, the top 5, and the winner this afternoon. Congratulations. I'll be very brief here. Entrepreneurship itself is a path less taken. For those of you who have come here from the academic line, many of you have completed your graduation, master's program, etc. With academic qualifications, there are broadly only 3 choices. And for the benefit of those who want to listen, can I request the others to maintain some silence, please? Thank you. So there are 3 options or 3 opportunities. One is the traditional getting into the corporate world, which most of us do. Most of us look at a job, a professional career. The second one is some of us who are inclined to getting into research and education pursue that line, a very small number. Still, of late, we see more and more number of students getting into the research and education line. And there is one example that we have here in Chennai, an institute called the Chennai Mathematical Institute, which does research in mathematics and computer science. And there are students who, even if they qualify to get into IITs, prefer to join CMI and carry out research. And I understand that number is increasing. That's the second category that people go into. And the third category, of course, is obvious, which is entrepreneurship. In fact, a lot of people work for some time, or perhaps even pursue education for some time and get into the entrepreneurial field. But many of you, it looks like, have chosen to become entrepreneurs soon after your education. You represent a very small portion of significant quality that comes into mainstream, and you have done that out of choice. You have the wherewithal, you have done that out of choice. I was in a meeting yesterday discussing skills development in the country, talking about people who do not have formal academic qualifications, people who have not gone into college. In fact, many of them have not even completed school. For them, entrepreneurship is a necessity. We call it self-employment. They have to fend for themselves. They have to earn a living for the family. They have no choice but to start a business, start a venture, however small it is. It could be a simple trading thing, a vegetable vendor, a fruit vendor, etc., etc. That's how they begin their life. And yesterday we were talking about examples of people who have made it big in that area. From a vegetable vendor to someone who has become the owner of a chain. In fact, we have an example here in this city Paramudir, many of you would understand the background or the context that I'm talking about, or a truck driver who now owns a fleet of trucks and manages it, or a farmer who has moved from tilling the ground to working on a combine, on a harvester, using tractors, mechanizing the farm, and improving the productivity and reducing the number of people working in the farmyard. So there is a different type of entrepreneurship that happens in the non-academic or the vocational area. And the key challenge that the group posed to everyone, people here, people like us who are working in the corporate world, and of course people in the vocational area isn't moving these people with vocational skills only to an academic stream, or to provide an opportunity for people to move back and forth between the vocational skills and the academic skills, itself an entrepreneurial opportunity. The biggest entrepreneurial opportunity, according to one of them, this was from Nitin Paranjape from Hindustan Unilever, he was talking about the entrepreneurship opportunity of encouraging young entrepreneurs like you to transform some of the unorganized sector into an organized sector in this country. He quoted 4 examples. I'll just give 2 of them here. I'll just mention the examples. I don't have to go into the details. You're sharp enough to understand. So the first one is, he talked about the security services and building management and maintenance facilities, which used to be almost a cottage sector. Now it is the fastest growing services sector in the country, with major global players actively participating in that area. And we have an example here in our backyard, a company called Dusters, which is moved and grown by 260% in the last 3 years, formalizing what is in an unorganized sector. And the second one, as expected, would come from Nitin, was the salon or the beautician segment. He was very passionate about it, and all of you can guess why. As to how that is turning into a formal sector with increasing number of chains, and providing livelihood for so many people from the rural areas who get trained initially, work, part of a chain, grow, and very soon become entrepreneurs themselves. So I just want to leave this thought with the entrepreneurs in you, stating that for you, you have made a choice. For 90% of the people in this country who do not have the advantage of a formal academic education, entrepreneurship or self-earning is not a choice but a compulsion. It would be so good if this thing can be converted into a formal sector, organized sector, so that they can become good entrepreneurs and build global corporations like all of you are dreaming to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that very insightful address. May I now request Mr. Venki Rajagopal, President MMA, to kindly present a memento to our chief guest, Mr. Lakshminarayan. Thank you very much, sir, for having accepted our invitation to grace this occasion. We now move to the next session, the introduction of awards. May I now request Group Captain to... I hand over the session to you, sir.
Thank you, Prakash. As you all aware, MMA organizes every year various competitions as a prelude to the Management Student Convention. The first of the series was a paper presentation competition. A team of 2 students are invited to present the papers on the theme of the convention. The written presentations and the oral presentations are judged by a panel of eminent jury. And the winning team was awarded the 3 prizes, 25,000, 15,000 and 10,000 for the competition. This year, paper presentation, we had more than 40 teams participated. The theme of the paper presentation was entrepreneurship. Second such competition was a business plan competition. We had this morning the presentation, both paper as well as business plan. The winners presented to you this morning. Here also we had each 2 teams and about 30 teams participate in this competition. Then we had a big debate which was held yesterday. The theme of the debate, you know, MBAs are better suited to be the manager than become entrepreneurs. And you just recently witnessed about a few moments ago, the best management student of the year 2012 competition, wherein there's a flagship event of the Madras Management Association and called Chanakya, the Mastermind, to select the best management student of the year. This award will recognize the best management student on all-round abilities based on a series of contests and criteria leading to the fitting finale, which you all witnessed this afternoon. As you're aware, the first round of the finals got eliminated, witnessed 5 people who got eliminated. Thereafter, next 5 went through a rapid question session with the panel of jury. And the winner, MMA, the Chanakya, the Mastermind of the year 2012. May now call upon Chief Guest Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Vice Chairman, Cognizant, to please step forward and present the award to the winners. May I also request Mr. Venki, Rajagopal, Srivatsram and Ramesh to please, and member of Managing Committee, Convention Committee, please join. Winner of the paper presentation competition, sponsored by Amco Batteries Limited. The third position of the prize goes to Mr. V. Srivatsan and Shagubuddin from Jnanam School of Business, Chingapatti. They win a cash award of 10,000 rupees. May I request the police come forward. May I also request other winners to please come and sit in the front row. A big round of applause. They are from Chingapatti, Jnanam School of Business. The second prize goes to Ms. Aparna and Ms. Deepika from MOP Vaishnava College for Women, Chennai. They win a cash award of 15,000 rupees. First prize goes to Ms. Kaveri Karnam and Ms. Pratyushta from Durwa College of Management, Hyderabad. You witnessed this morning the presentation. Ms. Karnam and Pratyushta from Durwa College of Management, Hyderabad. They win a cash award of 25,000 rupees. The award prize was sponsored by Amco Batteries. Now we move on to the business plan competition. The business plan award competition was sponsored by Cabin Care Private Limited. The third prize goes to Mr. Mandeep Kaur and Mr. Manas Roy, Master School of Management, Meerut. They win a cash award of 10,000 rupees. Mr. Mandeep Kaur and Manas Roy, Master School of Management from Meerut. Big round of applause to them. They come all the way from Meerut to take part in the competition. Ladies and gentlemen. Second prize goes to Mr. K. Satish and Rajesh Shega, Firearm Institute of Management, student Chennai. They win a cash award of 15,000 rupees. Mr. K. Satish and they win a cash award of 15,000 rupees and the first prize goes to Miss S. Pavitra and Ramya from Sairam Institute of Management. They win a cash award of 25,000 rupees sponsored by Cabin Care. Now we move to the next prize, the big debate, sponsored by Sugna Foods Limited. The third prize goes to Mr. Anthony Paul Kunnath, PhD Institute of Management, Coimbatore. Mr. Anthony Paul Kunnath, he will win the cash award of 10,000 rupees. Well done, Mr. Kunnath. The second prize goes to Rekal Pereira from Xavier Institute of Management, Bangalore. Rekal wins a cash award of 15,000 rupees, again sponsored by Suguna Foods Limited. The first prize goes to Mr. Rishi Raj Machanda, XIME, Bangalore. The first prize goes to Mr. Rishiraj Machanda. Is here? It's not there? Okay. Okay. She's collecting on behalf of Rishiraj. Anyway, money is paid by upon paid check. It will go to the winner. Now we come to the flagship event, the Chanakya, the Mastermind Competition 2012, the Best Management Student of the Year Award, Master Strategist who is crowned as Chanakya. The award goes to Merin Manana from XIME Bangalore. A big round of applause to her. She wins a cash award of 1 lakh rupees and a very coveted big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very, very creditable indeed to come out best number 1 from 2,500 entries. And each one of you must follow, each one of you must nominate yourself next year for the competition. Now, conference and convention of this magnitude cannot be organized without somebody taking the lead, take the ownership for the competition. As I mentioned during the inaugural session, I am indeed grateful to Mr. Ramesh, who has done tremendous work in putting this thing together, all conceptualizing the debate, conceptualizing the mastermind, and may I request the President to please present the memento on this momentous occasion, appreciating yourself. Mr. Ramesh, please step forward and accept them. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause to Mr. Ramesh for a great job, very well done. Thank you so much. You have been a Thank you, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. Other dignitaries?
As President, I would like to say
yes,
a word. Yeah.
yes, please. Yes, please.
Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan, on your behalf and on behalf of all the students and the past presidents and other delegates who have attended this outstanding event over the last 2 days, I know I'm stepping outside of Group Captain Vijay Kumar's established protocol in taking the mic, but I absolutely had to congratulate Mr. Ramesh for this absolutely outstanding event over the last 2 days. I have been here in, in various capacities in MMA over the last 3-4 years, and I've attended bits and pieces of the student convention. And as a confession, and the truth is, this is the first time I sat through the event fully yesterday, and I was awestruck by the scale of what he has organized, by the quality of the participation he has elicited from different parts of the country. Obviously, it's been tremendous because of the attention he has got from the students. the chief guest and the valedictory speaker, all of them reflect the effort you've put in, Mr. Ramesh. So it's my privilege as president of this organization to say thank you. You've done a great job. Look forward to more of this in the coming years. Can we all have a real resounding applause for this man who made it all happen for all of you?
May I now invite Mr. K.S. Ramesh to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
Mr. Lakshminarayan, Mr. Rajgopal, Mr. Srivatsram, past presidents, and my dear young friends. When we started the program, at the end of the inaugural session, I said to myself, well begun is half done. And at the end of the last few minutes, I'm again saying to myself, and I'm sharing this with you, all is well that ends well. It's been a great journey of doing this for the last 5 years with Group Captain Vijay Kumar. And every year our experience is expanding for us to be introducing newer things, and you can certainly expect another new addition next year. An event of this magnitude cannot be done without the help of so many people. So it's necessary for you to sit back and listen to our acknowledging our gratefulness to a lot of people who made this possible. First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Lakshminarayan for taking his time out. I know how busy he is. Apart from his role as a vice chairman of Cognizant, he is also a very leading role to play in the Indus entrepreneurs. And that's why we wanted him to share with you as to what does it mean for young people like you to think of entrepreneurship. And I'm so happy that he said that entrepreneurship is not the last resort of people who don't get jobs. It should be the first resort of people who want to make it big in life. I'm sure you will carry this message with you. Thank you very much, Mr. Lakshminarayan, for having been with us today. We are very thankful to all people who graced this occasion and spoke to the young minds here, starting with Mr. N.K. Ranganath, who shared his experience of being both an entrepreneur and a manager. Professor K. Kumar, who brought outstanding perspectives on what are the researches that they are doing and what is it telling them about entrepreneurship. Then we had in the first session one of the doyens of MMA, one of the best-known management thinkers, Mr. Balaraman, who wonderfully talked to you about what is the DNA of an entrepreneur. And that was followed by 3 outstanding success stories. Mr. Shivakumar in the area of franchise, Ms. Chitra Ravi, who touched all your hearts with what she has done in the field of education out of passion, and your very popular Chinmayi, who's another phase that you found, that apart from being a celebrity singer, how is it that she is able to manage a successful enterprise? And in the afternoon, again, we had 3 outstanding persons. Mr. Raju Venkatraman, a serial entrepreneur, who has sold many companies. He has not only created them. And then we had 2 interesting presentations from a person who told you as to how to find your spouses, Mr. Murugavel Janikiraman. And then we had a person who converted ethnic food into a commercial opportunity. That's Mr. Venkatesh. Today, we had your very popular Chennai-based entrepreneur, C.K. Ranganathan, who came and shared with you and demystified a lot of questions that you people had about what does it mean to be an entrepreneur. Mr. Raghuttama Rao, who again is a very, very popular figure in the finance circles here, he graced the occasion as the chairman of that session. Many thanks to all of them. I should definitely thank my friend Padmanabhan, who was not only the chair session of this morning, but has virtually been my right hand in helping the committee steer this program so well over the years. Okay, Mr. Padmanabhan has been in the convention committee for a very long time. So thank you, Mr. Padmanabhan, for doing this for us. Dr. Mani, who shepherded the entire process of Chanakya. In fact, we were stunned when in the last minute we realized that we can't get the help of a major organization, and that's when we contacted Dr. Mani, and who was even gone a step ahead of what the organization could do for us. And thank you, Dr. Mani, for having done this for us. Okay. My thanks are due to all the participants who came for the competitions. A program of this magnitude cannot be done without the support of our sponsors. TechPro has been our sponsor for a very, very long time. Our thanks are due to TechPro. Our associate sponsors, Murugappa Group, Wheels India, Indian Oil, Grundfos Pumps, and TCS. Our prize sponsors, Everon, Amco Batteries, Kevin Care, and Suguna, and several other partners, education partner, mybschool.com, who have been very gracious enough to give you a free program, a web-based program on entrepreneurship for 6 months. Our lunch partners, Dalmia, our writing instrument partners, Classmate, our security partners, our webcast partners, our Memento partners, and our hospitality partners. Thanks to all of them. Now, last but not the least, it's impossible to do a program unless you get the support of the management committee of the MMA. Mr. Venkatesh Rajagopal, it's not a quid pro quo, but he has been a tremendous motivator of people. I've seen his doing a men's convention, annual convention last year, as to how he can let go. So it's outstanding to have worked with Mr. Rajagopal and Mr. Srivatsram, who has been tremendous amount of support for us in this program, not just supporting, but also helping us to get a lot of speakers, etc. The entire convention committee, which comprises of Mr. Padmanabhan, Susha John, Mr. Ashok Varghese, Mr. Manikam, and Anuradha Parakat, who helped us create the whole strategy behind this program. Last but not the least, the entire secretariat of MMA. They have done such outstanding job. It's because of their doing work behind the screen that they make me and others look good. So a very big thanks to all the members of the MMA Secretariat for having made this possible. And once again, last but not the least, if I've been able to do this convention successfully for 5 years, it would never have happened but for the fact that I had India's best project manager as my support, Group Captain Vijay Kumar. He is such a perfectionist in terms of project management. That's a great pleasure working with him. So thank you, Group Captain Vijay Kumar, for having been such a great support for me in this event. And last but not the least, to all of you. To all of you students who are sitting here, I'm grateful because you chose to sit in this program from the beginning to the end. I believe that management education is not really a degree or an education. It's a program of preparing you for the tough world of business. And one of the hallmarks which every one of the speakers said is discipline. And that is exactly what all of the remaining people who are sitting here are displaying. When you go back, please inform your colleagues that it's so important that by being disciplined in programs like this, they're practicing themselves for a tough world ahead of them. I'm sure the kind of support that you all have given us makes it worthwhile for us to strive better to deliver better programs. Thank you one and all. Have a great placement season ahead and Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we come to the end of the 11th MMA All India Management Students Convention. Thank you very much for your participation. As we disperse a couple of announcements, there is a feedback form kept in your delegate kit. We request you to kindly fill up the feedback form and hand it over at the registration counter outside. There is a feedback box kept. Please drop in your feedback forms there. And also, every student here in the auditorium can receive the certificate at the registration counter. I request one coordinator from each college, either the HOD or a student coordinator, to collect the delegate badges from each student and produce the delegate badge to collect your certificates. Well, I repeat, please fill up your feedback forms and drop in the feedback box which is kept at the registration counter outside. And also all the students present here in the auditorium can collect your certificate from the MMA officials who are at the registration counter. Well, either the HOD from each college or a student coordinator. Please collect the delegate badges from each student and produce the delegate badge to collect your certificates. Also, lunch is being served to my extreme right. I request the students to have lunch before you leave this auditorium. Please join us for lunch. I'm sure you would have enjoyed this convention as much as we have enjoyed organizing this for you. Look forward to seeing you at the next convention in 2013. Thank you.